Hello and welcome to the Aries full moon activation, October 2016. I'm Adrienne Elise. Well, there's so much happening with this full moon activation with Pluto and Capricorn. So the last part of October is really intense with this energy. Now, Mars had this powerful retrograde this summer back into the shadows of Scorpio, spending all that time there. And now Mars is in the sign of Capricorn, coming up with Pluto, is that it's coming into a square with Uranus. This Pluto-Uranus square for about 4 years, but we're just now starting to feel it. And now Mars, again, this year has been a lot about mutable crosses, and Mars is coming in to activate this cardinal, because we've got Mars and Capricorn, or Mars and Pluto there in Capricorn, and that's squaring up with this moon in Aries, and that's right next to Uranus. And then across the way we have the sun, and Mercury is quickly approaching the sun. So it's a really powerful dance here, because we have these big generational planets, and then also these personal planets. We have Saturn and Neptune and the nodes, the squares that we've been feeling here, really making a shift there, bringing us into feeling like we're suspended between the past, because the nodes represent our past and future karma. And so Saturn is our work and duty planet. It's in Sagittarius. It's making our karma, our work right now, about pushing of our understanding. Sagittarius wants to go to the edge of our understanding, and so break through in our perspective. And so we have that coming up against the nodes, which is about the past and the future. So that is energy. And then Saturn, they're coming out of their square. That influence is about reality versus illusions. We've got this really powerful Neptune and coming into an exact with the node, meaning it's opposing the north node. So Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, this past age. It's really pulling on these collective consciousness, these belief systems that we've all bought into about what it means. Violent? Do we go to war? Do we manipulate her? Well, indeed, that's the way. Is that the truth of who we are? Seeing this play out in our life right now is in relationships, because we've got the sun in Libra and we've got Mercury in Libra. We also have Jupiter in Libra, and all that Libra energy opposing this Aries new moon right there with Uranus. Now, Uranus in Aries is about our new beginning in our rebirth of ourself in the Aquarian age. It's about our new identity and how we see ourselves. Now, Saturn being in Sagittarius is saying, hey, we see ourselves by pushing to the edge of our understanding, pushing to the edge of the veil. So indeed, we're looking at reinventing ourselves as we move into this new age, this Aquarian age, which is what that Pluto-Uranus square is about, except for that here we are suspended in time with this pull of the past keeping us from moving into the future. And so where are we seeing this in our lives is in our personal relationships. So we've looked at this energy of Pluto as the breaking down of structures there in Capricorn. It's the breakdown, it's the destroyer. So in Capricorn, this is our structures of beliefs around authority, and also the structures of that hold the systems that hold our life in place. So everything's been up for review over these past 4 to 5 years. And so these structures, our jobs, our work, our home life, are all kind of, are they supporting the truth of who we are, or do we need to make shifts and changes? Now we're starting to see that the structures that really need to be broken down, Mars went into that Scorpio journey, into the dark side, into the underworld, finding those shadow parts of our subconscious. And so now Mars has come back into direct motion into the light of day and is in Capricorn, coming up with Pluto having a powerful energy. Mars is our action planet, and since it had that retrograde and it's gone direct now, and Mercury's gone direct, and so we're really feeling this urge of our personal planets to move forward, to make action, to make change. Now, this is a cardinal T-square. The cardinal signs are starters and beginners. And so we're looking at this. How do we start our new age? And then we've got that Pisces and the nodes, Neptune and the nodes and Saturn squaring up, saying, you know, we have to face the truth. We have to find out the nitty gritty. We have to look at the reality of the situation. The first step in healing and growth is always awareness. So that's where we've been at this last year. It's really been like things trying to come to the surface that maybe we don't really want to look at. But these things that are coming to the surface are our core issues, and these are held in place by our structures of beliefs from the past age, what's been handed down to us through ancestry over years, and belief systems of this kind of Babylonian money magic system that we live in, keeping us at war, keeping us in competition, keeping us always trying to get our needs met. And now we're starting to see a new way. So our relationships are really reflecting this. We have a huge opportunity with this Aries full moon. Now the Aries Libra axis is really about relationships, the Libra energy, harmonizing relationships, trying to make coming together and finding justice, what works for everyone involved. Now, Aries is really about the individual. And so it's an interesting energy because here we are moving into the Aquarian age that has this whole kind of collective, what's good for the whole energy, and the humanitarian ideals. And but then we have Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, in Aries. And so that is the sign of the self, the individuality, and the essence of the self, and the spark of self. So it's an individual awakening that's going to lead to this new world of shift of how humanity sees itself. And the interesting thing is that how all these factors are playing out right now, right here in each of our lives through our relationships. And this is because people are coming in to our life, or have been in our life, and the challenges of all this is how we really learn and grow. The structures of the deep core essence of our being, our deep core issues, we always find those through relationships, because people are mirroring to us our own energy, our own inner state is coming at us like a mirror through the people around us. So it's our opportunity to find a different way of relating. We can, and the leap here has to do with being able to see each person as a facet of the whole, that we're all part of this bigger whole. And so each person is a part of you, coming to show you something. And so although it might be hard and difficult and there's lessons involved, it's about growth, and there's a loss, and there's confusion, and there's pain. This is all because of our belief systems around trying to get what we need from the people around us. What we really need from the people around us is for them to show us our inner state, so that we can manifest it and clear it and heal it and move on and create this new world by breaking down the structures of belief systems around what love is, and around what being human is, and around what it means to be a human on planet Earth right now. So there's just this massive activation, a lot of energy. Now Mars rules Aries, so with this Aries full moon, it's pretty high energy, especially if you have these cardinal signs in your chart. This is going to be really affecting you. But it's an awakening and a breakthrough. We have been feeling stuck for a long time, and we're at this point where the tension is on that rubber band of the that's holding us between the past and the future is getting taut enough that we're ready to surrender and let go. So huge opportunities here to release ourselves from deep struggle and pain of the that we've adopted as true, that are affecting in the way that we have been, of us have been conditioned in this society, to have to fight for what we need, have to struggle to survive. And so in relationships, this means a constant manipulation and battleground. And a lot of people are waking up to the fact, with that Saturn square Neptune, that what they thought was healthy patterns, what they thought was love, isn't anywhere near love, you know. And it's kind of like, yeah, humanity, we've been convinced into thinking that we want to hurt each other. There's an enemy out there, that those people that are different are bad. We have been conditioned through these spikes that have been placed through these structures, our past age, that Piscean age of the collective consciousness, moving in a direction of this programming that says that we are that we're here to fight against each other. And humans are just, it's starting to shift so deeply that, and so we're finding this within ourselves, to saying, hey, wait a minute, I thought this was love, but it's actually a battle zone, and it's just what I'm used to. I thought this was love, but it's actually high energy emotions that I was just used to. I thought I had to navigate all that to get my needs met. But when you start understanding that if we're of all being a facet of the one, then inherently we have that one within us, and we are our own source. And so relationships completely start to change when we have this spiritual awakening and this spiritual shift. And it's a huge opportunity right now. And that's the change of the world, is coming through each of us, breaking down the structures of our belief systems around relationships and love, and around what it means to be human. This Mars energy coming up with Pluto, it's just this breaking down. If there's anything, structures in your life that have been holding on through all of this, but are not still actually serving you, it's falling away. And so the tension in your life right now is about what needs to fall away in order that you can and push you in the future. But are you really ready? Are you really ready for that ride? Mars is chomping at the bit, and this cardinal cross saying, let's do it. I've had enough of the rigmarole of going back through the mud, of being stuck in the past. How long are we going to keep ourselves tethered to these belief systems around lack and scarcity and competition and manipulation and control as a way to get what we need in this world, when we are our own source? So this is definitely the focus of the activation today. And so let's go ahead and just tap into this powerful Aries energy, this individual energy, this willing to stand up for what the individual needs. It is the individual strength allows us to make these changes in our paradigm, in our relationship, in our belief systems. And so it's true for you. Now, Uranus is the awakener. It's revolutionary change. It's generational revolutionary change. And it is in right there with the full moon. And then Mars with Pluto. And so we are feeling a massive activation of this Pluto-Uranus square with our personal planets involved. And they're saying, okay, it's time to get on board. It's a sign of the times. It's time for us to face the fact that we are awakening. And once we step on the path of awakening and allow for these structures to change and release, allow for our belief systems to be reevaluated and the truth to come out about what we thought was real, what we thought was love, what we thought was healthy, that is this profound opportunity that's going to bring, you know, in through the individual shifting, a shift on this whole planet. So it's interesting how we're saying, well, this new age, and we want to make all these changes, and the changes that are actually changing our collective consciousness with that Neptune in pulling in Pisces there with the South Node. Changes on the planet are happening in our own psyche as we begin to entertain new and different belief structures that are based on a more holistic, unconditional love basis. So this is a chance to awaken today to what your needs are. Aries is very interested in taking care of their needs, and standing up for what is important to them. So that for harmonious working relationships, with forgiveness, with seeing the facet of the people around you, of the one, instead of an enemy, they run, even though it seems like they're your enemy, be something. And you have to care about these people. This is the thing. It's love that's behind all of this growth. Because if you don't love these people, then you can't get these lessons, whether they're beautiful, joyful lessons and support, or whether it's difficult, hard junk coming up from the past. It's about love. It's about growing love, and it's about celebrating love, and it's love that allows us to move through all of these shifts and changes, and love that grows on the planet, even though there might be loss involved as you let go of these thread-worn relationships that are not serving you anymore. In the bigger picture of the universe, our part of the whole universe is just continually expanding. So what that means is that even though we may lose these things, the job we thought we wanted, or the family structures, the relationships, the breakdown of what's no longer serving us, all loss is actually gain right now, because we're going through a powerful experience of spiritual growth. So just step on that train and let this activation happen. Let this Mars Pluto energy being like, yeah, I'm ready. I've had that Saturn square Neptune. I'm ready to look at reality. I had that Mars sojourn retrograde through Scorpio, digging up the dirt in my life. I'm ready to face this stuff. I am ready to leap and let that rubber band, those things that are no longer serving, let that rubber band fling me into a new future. So let's go ahead and tap into this powerful Aries energy. Arrive here in this now moment, inviting a communication with Mother Earth. To activation take place, it's like a fire in the body. It's like a fire in the field, burning through this vulnerability, allowing yourself to go to this place of the vulnerability, of the breaking down, of the burning through, of the cleansing and the release. And a great way to do this is to connect that fire body, this fire energy that's activating in your field right now, this power saying, I will not stand for it anymore. I will not live my life by somebody else's rules. I will not from a place of poverty and lack, when I know the truth of the universe's expansion and abundance. And so we're tapping into this fire, but if we could ground this into Mother Earth, we use that Capricorn energy to our advantage, and that Mother Earth is always changing too. And so she's still grounded. She's still a circuit of grounding for us, no matter how many changes she goes through. And she can help us ground out this fire energy. So just go ahead and let your fire body activation communicate into Mother Earth. And perhaps water is involved. There's an interesting thing right now. There's all this fire and earth and air going on, not a lot of water. And so we have to bring the water. And of course, part of the stuck energy here is that when we're trying to move and shift and let go of a belief system and old structures, there is grief, there is emotions, there's a process of letting go. It's really important we allow that to happen. So go ahead and invite in the water, a waterfall communication with Mother Earth, deep into the ground, through all the layers of the earth, all the way to the center of the earth. Allow this fire activation to communicate with the water, and full two-way communication device with Mother Earth. See that Mother Earth can take and transform. She's transformative. She does amazing magical things. We're a part of her magic, and her magic is a part of us. So we can ask Mother Earth to help us release these things that are ready to be transformed, these belief systems, these core issues, these old structures of our life, and just release it all. Just let it all go right now. Just imagine that Mother Earth can wash away with her waters, form everything that's no longer serving you, and just feel that Aries activation moving through your whole field, and cell by cell awakening to the strength to take steps forward in actualizing your life and being completely present with right now, taking full opportunity to let your relationships, the people around you, help you, show you what your next steps are in your path, and have the strength to be able to face and look at and be completely present energy, and just knowing that you're on fire, you have momentum, and it's burning away and washing away and becoming compost and earth energy, and just transformation. And just go ahead and let all of these things that have been worrying you, all of your cares, all of your psychological drama, and just go ahead and see little bubbles, like floating bubbles of these issues, and just let these kind of float around. And they've been kind of in your field. These are the psychological stories. And just practice this really cool thing with me right now, that the fire can go ahead and activate in your field this Aries energy, and it's just going to pop all those bubbles and bring you back to center right here, right now. We're going to move into still point using the portal of the heart, just bringing your attention to the center of your body, near the area of your heart. There is a vortex, and allow yourself to be a magnetic pull forward, kind of like a conveyor belt, or a suction hole. This is a toroidal field. Just feel yourself pulled into your center. We're moving into the place where there is no duality. It's where the past and the future go away. All of those psychological issues just burn up completely into this now moment. Understanding that these issues have to do with other people, having an enemy, or having needs that aren't met by these other people. And so by going into the oneness, we're coming out of duality. We're coming out of this story that we need an enemy, that we need to somehow prove or work against, or have some sort of process of sacrifice involved in getting our needs met. Our own source, and we don't need an enemy. And so when you can come to that place, and this is an energy here we can access of deep forgiveness. Something about this activating fire, it's kind of like, oh, take me to the edge and let it go. Give it all up to the fire. Give all of these problems up to the fire. And at the same time, see where these problems, psychological problems, have presented themselves in the past in a pattern of relationships. And go ahead and send forgiveness and love deep within your being, going deeper into this portal. This is where you can find this feeling of forgiveness and love. You have to step through the vulnerability, that feeling of being everything being on the table. This is the feeling right now. Our relationships are revealing us. Our relationships are breaking us open. And the parts that we don't really want other people to see. If you can be there in that vulnerability and find a deep level of forgiveness, because you have played the role on one side at some point in the past, and they've played the role on the other side. And so if we can tap into this oneness, tap into this wholeness, tap into this energy of we as our own source, and relationships are showing up in our life, reflecting the facet back to us that we need to see in order to get those next pieces of growing. And so even if that person caused you pain, one, it took you a lot of love in the first place to allow that pain to happen and allow those lessons to occur. And two, you have also played out those roles for other people. So deep into your heart, you can go in, step through the vulnerability, and come into this energy of forgiveness. So we're just going to go search out this chamber of forgiveness. It's got a golden glowing light with a cauldron in the center and a brass bowl burning this beautiful orange flame. So just go ahead and find this place in your heart. Forgiveness chamber and this cauldron of transformational fire. And just moving deeper and deeper into this place within your heart. I'll come deeply into present time. Everything from the past or the future falls away. Allow yourself the gift of this now moment. Moving into this chamber. Now, along the way to this chamber, it may feel dark. It may feel narrow. It may feel scary. You may feel alone. When we go through these relationship shifts, this paradigm shift, this ability to be our own source, it's hard to get there without feeling rather alone, without feeling abandoned, without feeling without support, different than other people, forsaken by our family. These are places we go through to get to this level of oneness, to get to this place of receiving what we've been having a trickle. We've allowed this energy of the universe to be just like a little trickle, this little trickle. And we're competing over it. And, so we're shifting into this being like, wait a minute. It's not a trickle. There's actually this massive energy of source, of light available to us in our own bodies. We have this amazing technology we can tap into. And so it shifts all these stories. But in order to get to that place of oneness, this place of the tunnel into forgiveness, into this place of vulnerability, into feeling utterly and completely alone, in order to realize that you've never, ever been alone. And it's impossible actually to be alone. But just go ahead and move into those feelings. Maybe letting memories come up around times when you felt deeply alone as you move through these scary relationships. Navigating. Maybe this was as a child. Let these pictures come forward as you look at your timeline. When in your life have you felt this feeling of being deeply alone, deeply separated and cut off from source? Because that's all a lie. And so just let all these pictures come up, and we're going to go ahead and take these pictures and on the one hand, allow this energy to help us move into the forgiveness, move deeper into the tunnel, deeper into the scary alone. We're going to put this all into the cauldron of forgiveness. How many times have the people that hurt us because they didn't want to get hurt themselves? Let's go ahead and find this deep forgiveness and deep reverence and deep gratitude for those that have played out the most difficult lessons for us, and that we have played out for them. And go deeper into this, and we're going to gather up all this energy, all this psychic energy, all this pain, all this loneliness, all this separation, all these bubbles of pictures throughout your lifetime where you felt alone and abandoned. This is a story. We are source. That we are source. We are a fractal of this whole big universe. So by that, that fact, we can access all of source within us. And this is the game changer. So we're really starting to feel this in our relationships and an opportunity to deeply move forward our evolution as spiritual beings as we change these stories of the past around lack and scarcity part. So just go ahead and let those vulnerable feelings come and just throw them into this cauldron of fire. You're moving into the beautiful golden room of forgiveness. It's deep in the chamber of your heart. Just go ahead and move into this room. And as you move into this room, the light is so bright from this room. It's bringing light to all of the places of darkness, all of the shame, all of the pain that you have received or caused others throughout all time and existence. Let this bright golden light of this Aries and Mars activation, this cardinal cross activation, just kind of move into this bright light, and everything that is coming up is going to go into this fire. Everything that needs to be illuminated right now in your life and the clarity is coming to light. So let it come to light. Feel the vulnerability, feel the feelings that you've moved through before, the separation and aloneness, all that's going into the cauldron, because coming into the light of day, bringing your consciousness into the light of day and releasing the shadow to these flames, to this cauldron of forgiveness. So go ahead and throw it all in there and feel this lightning in your soul. Feel this lightning in your field, and go ahead and receive an energetic wave to help assist with healing and moving this energy that's no longer serving you. The rubber band, these core issues that all go back to not having your needs met. And we're going to just release all of that and all the people you expected to meet your needs and then they couldn't. And just release all of that into the cauldron. The golden light glow, bringing your whole aura, your whole light body into this activated state, lighting up all places of darkness and shadow that are wanting to be revealed. And use this powerful time of year as we move into the darkness in the northern hemisphere to find our inner light, to let this cauldron energy, this cauldron of forgiveness, this willingness to be vulnerable, willingness to forgive, willingness to feel the pain we've been running from in order to transform it. And just know that you can come to this place in the chamber of the heart and feel this healing energy and be able to burn away all that is ready to be released. So just take a few deep breaths and allow yourself to be. I want you to just go ahead and step yourself into the cauldron. A whole fire Aries transformational activation in your field to take hold. Cell by cell, traveling through your field, saying, hey, we're bringing light to the darkness. We're willing to move through the vulnerability and the fears to come back into the light, into the awareness that we are part of a greater whole. And no one can take that away from us. Spirituality, awareness, love, life, it's not something that you have to search for or find. It's already there. The only thing that keeps us from, in the place of a trickle, receiving a trickle of light of God's love, or a waterfall in our life, is our belief systems. It's shifting right now on the planet, and congratulations and thank you for being someone brave enough to be here right now. Look at these things to lead the way as this collective consciousness shift happens. And so just go ahead and feel the waters of the earth pulling away all of the residue of what's been burned as you feel yourself in this golden lotus flower, this cauldron of fire, this activation, and just finding all the heavy darkness in your field and burning it, turning it into light. And just go ahead and be in the light. A few deep breaths. Feeling that connection with Mother Earth, transforming and releasing all that's ready to be washed away. And why are you facing this? Why are you dealing with this? Why are you finding your forgiveness? Because you're finally ready to move forward. You're finally ready to let the structures that keep holding you back into the loop of repeated patterns. You're finally ready to let yourself shoot into the future, to find the strength of identity to stand up for what it is you need as a human on the planet, which is harmony and love. It's taking a few deep breaths, allowing yourself to be deep in that still point. Deep in this presence of one. Feel this Libra, Aries axis of willing to stand up for your individual needs, but also willing to forgive. Harmony, understand the role of the other in your life. And then feeling that pull of Mars and Pluto and Capricorn saying, yeah, what needs to break down? Let's do it. Let's destroy it. Let's get rid of it. Let's build something new based on a better idea of the truth of who you are. Uranus and Aries being activated in this revolution of the self. The revolution of the self is exactly what we've been talking about. Owning the truth of who you are and separating from the stories of the past. So go ahead and take a few deep breaths. Just feel yourself deep in that fiery still point. Everything's happening and things are moving, but you are still. You are the fire itself, expanding and contracting, breathing with Mother Earth, breathing with all these illuminated souls. Go ahead and check out the earth from afar and look at all of these bright lights that are starting to activate and shine and have this transformation. Feel yourself a part of this grid of golden light around the whole planet and sending out an energy wave of connection and healing and validation for awakening souls on the planet right now. Holding down this light, being willing to go through the shadow of darkness to embody more light. Pat yourself on the back. Great gratitude as you see your light in these other beings and they see their light in you. And just feel this golden grid of alive, beautiful, growing vines of golden light all around the planet. Breathing with Mother Earth, everyone together, contracting, finding that place of still point at the center of you, center of the earth, the universe, the galaxy, everything, every molecule. Feel here that every need is met on every level. Just enjoying that peace and that oneness, vibration. As you begin your journey home, just as you're ready, taking your time, coming back into your regular everyday awareness. Just taking a few deep breaths, enjoying that still point, remembering you can visit this place at any point in time. You can also visit this cauldron, fire, go ahead and, as you're ready, finding your way back into awareness, coming out of meditation, taking your time, allowing yourself to just really receive this golden light activation. Cell, but as you're ready, making your way into your room, into your awareness, into your body, taking a few deep breaths, wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, come out of meditation. Well, thank you so much for journeying with me on this incredibly powerful day. I hope you have a breakthrough, and I can't wait to hear more about it. And I look forward to journeying with you again next time. I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.